All right, everybody, what is going on? This is episode 58 of the VF Cast. I am VF Baller. Over here, I mostly talk about just gaming, but I think in this episode, I'm going to go a little bit further than gaming when it comes to the topics, because I feel like these topics, well, at least one of them is, to me, is pretty, a little more outside of gaming. I'll per se, pretty much the first topic, the one that you see on the screen. So I will talk about that, and I'll give my thoughts and opinions on that. Not to go too deep on it, but just something really basic. And I hope you guys stick around and enjoy. If you haven't already, I am more likely to live stream now. I finally got my second PC, set up for streaming, and I got my console set up over here for streaming. So I will be doing more live streams when it comes to gaming, and hopefully you guys will come through and enjoy the conversation. We always have, back in the day, I used to stream a lot, mostly like a couple years ago. And had a really good time over here. Hopefully you guys will get back to, coming through and watch more. I really would appreciate if you did. And it's going to be really cool. Other than that, if this is your first time here, welcome. I really appreciate it. And we're just going to get into this because I'm really interested in all three of these topics. I mean, we're going to talk about Nibel and him. I think I said his name right. I don't know if it's Nibel or Nibelian. I don't know, but I'm going to talk about him leaving Twitter, give my thoughts and opinions on that. Also going to go talk about this 72 megabytes on the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 disc. I find that really hilarious, but I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. And once again, we're going to talk about, I ain't going to say once again, but I'm going to talk about God of War Ragnarok because I'm saying no to it. I kind of got the same vibes that I did with the first one and Madden 23. And I'm not saying I'm going to be right because I skipped out on it, because to each his own. If you like the game, that's your opinion. But I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions why I'm not going to play Ragnarok. If you know anything about how I feel about the first one, then you would know why I'm not going to play it. But we're going to get into that. All right, let's go ahead and get into this Nibel situation. Nibel, gaming news guy, he tweets a lot of gaming news or whatever, also had a Patreon. He decided to leave Twitter. And a lot of people saying this because of Elon Musk or whatever the case may be. I don't know how to feel about this, because I don't think that one thing about my Twitter, I'll just say this with my Twitter, that I basically skirt around all of the politics and stuff. I do have a group of guys that I talk to every now and then about politics, but it's a bunch of guys trying to solve all the world problems. It's not like we're at each other's throats about it. We just give our opinions and keep it moving and respect each other's opinion like most people should. But that's another story for another day. But when it comes to gaming, it's very easy to do your thing on Twitter without being worried about that side of Twitter, if you know what I mean. You don't have to worry about, the SJWs or the woke stuff or the politics or the right wing extreme stuff or the left wings. You don't necessarily have to worry about that if you're doing your own thing on Twitter. It's very easy to get around all of that stuff. And I think that's one thing a lot of people don't realize when it comes to Twitter. No matter who runs it or whatever the case may be, they can put this free speech thing, they can put all this other stuff up there on Twitter or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you can navigate around Twitter without even seeing any of that stuff. And that's basically what I've done. I think after 2020, it almost, like this channel here, almost became a political channel because everything was so bad. Everything was so crazy that was going on about politics in the country in general. I mean, it was really bad. I think there's going to be some serious documentaries on the year 2020. It was nuts. But what I did was, all those videos have been taken down. The live stream that I had, that was taken down. I removed all of that stuff because at the end of the day, you can't let that stuff run your life. And I think this is something that Nibel is doing, where it is making him move into a situation where he may not want to go, but he's doing it because, I mean, who knows why he's doing it. Well, he also said that he's not making any money off of Patreon, or not with Patreon and Twitter, which I don't know why anybody would think they will make money off Twitter and Patreon alone. I mean, I know you make great, content when it comes to posting stuff early or giving gaming news, but you also have to understand that you got to have some form of extra. You need another form of an outlet to get your message out, and other messages that are more lucrative to do these type of things. And that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, and sometimes it might not even be your wave. Like for me, I'm not the biggest YouTuber by any means. I'm not even close. I mean, you look at my sub count, you see my viewers and my and everything that I have. I do this for fun, but trust and believe, I know people that make a lot of money off of this. There's a lot of ways to do so. Between this and my second channel, I love doing what I do. Well, my first channel, this is my second channel. I love what I do. And I think people need to understand that it's either one or the other. You gotta have this to be a hobby, something that you really are passionate about doing and enjoy doing, or you got to make a living out of it where you make it all business. And if you're gonna make it all business, you gotta have an outlet to get your voice out to the masses. This is one reason why my other channel, the First and Frame Rates channel, where I talk about sports, I got that on the various avenues. I have it on YouTube. I have it on Rumble. I'm on all about 7 or 8 different podcast avenues because I want that to reach everybody. And I am making some income off of it. But at the end of the day, it's still a hobby because the business-wise, I have a full-time job. I have a full-time job that actually gives me the stability to take care of my family and everything that I want. That job pretty much, gets me all the stuff that you see in the background. All this extra, income I'm getting off the podcast is basically like, just money I just put away. It's nothing that I'm actually it's nothing that I'm actually living off of. And I think this is something that a lot of people could use as a lesson when it comes to Nibel. Like, don't let this Elon Musk thing run you. No, look, listen. If you're passionate about something, like seriously, if you're passionate about what you're doing, nobody's going to run you away from what you do. If you're truly passionate and you love what you do, nothing's ever going to run you away from it. It doesn't matter who it is. If you love what you do, you're going to do what you do. You can't let other people stop you from what you're doing. I don't know what his plans are. I don't care what his plans are, but I think that somebody this prominent with all these followers, with all of these people that looks for his content, as influential that he is walking away from Twitter possibly because of somebody else. It just shows me that, in my opinion, you never was in it for the passion. You never was in it for the love of it. You were in it for the dollars and you just wasn't making the money, which is fine. You just got to call a spade a spade. If it's just for the money, it is what it is. But you can't just point because somebody else is overtaking something. I'm going to leave, I'm going to leave a platform. I mean, it's too many people do that has so much talent, so much to give, and so much to offer, and they throw it away because of what other people are doing and what other people think. And that in your own walls that you put around you are the number one things that stop people from achieving what they want to achieve. Those two things, your ambition, your drive, if you lack that, that will stop you. And you're worrying about what other people think about your ambition and drive will stop you. Now, like I said, this right here is a hobby for me. I honestly, I don't know if this will ever blow up into anything. I'm not worried about that though. If it happens, it happens. Cause at the end of the day, I still gotta go and work. I still gotta go work. I got a son and my wife to take care of. So this is cool. This is absolutely fun. I enjoy it. But that's just what it is. It's just going to stay a hobby. And I'm not going to let anybody run me off from my hobby. I don't know who runs YouTube. Probably somebody I don't agree with. But I'm not going to run away from it because I love what I do. I don't know who runs my Patreon. I don't even care about what the person who runs what views are on anything. Long as they provide a service and they keep their personal stuff out of the way that doesn't hinder my service or me using your service, I'm good. You can, look, as far as I'm concerned, you could be doing like crazy illegal activity. I just hope somebody catch your ass and you get arrested. But if it doesn't interfere with what you're doing as far as providing the service, I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't. Because if I did, I wouldn't use anything because everybody, I'm gonna tell you, everybody has some type of illegal skeleton in their closet that they've either done or some immoral stuff that they don't that they've done. Everybody has. Nobody is a saint around here. Nobody. And if you say you are, you're lying. And the ones who say they are be the worst. So let's not play crazy here. So my thing is like, you just deal with what's going on, find a way to be successful, and don't let nobody stop you from doing what you love to do. Seriously. You never let nobody stop you from doing what you're doing. I love my regular job. I get up very early in the morning to do that job every day. Not only just because it provides for me and my family, I enjoy what I do. If I don't enjoy what I'm doing, you know what I'm doing? I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do it. But I think I said enough there. I've been ranting that for almost 10 minutes now, or a little less than 10 minutes. I think I said enough. Hopefully, Nibel finds where he finds his destination of what he wants to do, because it's a huge loss for the gaming world for him to not be on Twitter. But I personally, gut feeling, don't think that it's because of Elon Musk that he's leaving. I don't believe. It's hard for me to believe that, because everybody knew that Elon was going to buy Twitter at some point for the past 5 months. You knew that. Everybody knew that. So I don't think that's what it is. But I will say at the same time, if you're not providing for yourself, you really need to find something different to do. Seriously. All right, I'm about to jump to the next topic. I think I said enough about that. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The 72 megabyte disc that if you buy a physical copy of this game, if you buy a physical copy of this game, you're going to be in trouble. And the reason why I say that is because, man, it's only 72 megabytes on the disc. Only 72 megabytes. And it's wild that that's the case. I never understood why. Well, I ain't gonna say I never understood. I understand. I absolutely understand why that these games are the way they are. Because these companies just want to go all digital. They want to go all digital. They want to make it to where you buy the game without the packaging and still sell it to you for the same price. 72 megabyte disc is $70. And I think what it said here that the download is more than 100 gigs, 150 gigs. If you download it on your PS5 or Xbox One, I guess. Look, I'm a big proponent of physical copies. I love them. I love physical copies of games. I will never, never, never give up. Let me see something real quick. I would never, ever, ever give up the physical copy side of gaming. I will always buy a physical copy of games whenever need be. But this game here, there's no chance I'm buying it. There's no chance. Because when you buy it, you get nothing. It's almost akin to like MAG, but MAG was a download, but MAG was, it's a disc you can't use anymore. You can't even download like the single player stuff where you can just train, which is a shame, because I really would love to see another MAG style game to come out, but that's another story for another day. My thing is like, my thing is like, if you're buying the disc just for sole purposes of collecting, that's fine, but you're getting scammed because you're not getting the game. If for whatever reason you delete the 150 gigs of game on the of the game, if you delete that, and let's say for instance the servers wherever shut down, or you can't download the game anymore, that game is gone. Now, do I think that's gonna happen? No, I don't think that's gonna happen. But it's there. It's there. I mean, you look at a lot of games that are digital now that you can't download anymore because they're gone forever. It's like, my thing is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I wouldn't buy this game at all, not physical. I'll probably end up buying the game on PC, because I know if I buy the game on PC, I know for certain that the game is gonna be mine. I buy it on Steam, I know it's going to be mine. But if you buy this game on PS5, Xbox One, or I didn't say Xbox One, Xbox Series, you're almost like SOL. I mean, it's basically a dummy disc that you're picking up. Which I just find it. I think I find it really weird. I mean, this stuff has been going on for a long time as far as what's on the disc that you're purchasing, and it's really sad at the end of the day. I feel like I think 150 gigs is probably a lot to put on a disc. I would think. I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of Blu-ray disc they're using. I know some Blu-ray discs are double dual layer discs that holds 50 gigs a piece, so it'd be 100 gigs on the disc. I think. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it is what it is, man. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's disc is 72 megabytes, and the rest of the game is on the server. You have to download it or whatever the case may be. I feel like at the end of the day that I'll just probably buy it on PC, and I'm gonna play the campaign. I heard the campaign was really good, so I'm probably gonna jump on the campaign and play that at some time. I played the first one on the First and Frame Rates channel. If you want to check that out, that was pretty fun. I enjoyed playing it. And I'll probably play the second one just to continue that up. So it is what it is. I'll probably jump on that sometime within the next few weeks. All right, last but not least, I want to talk about this game here. God of War Ragnarok. This is a no-go for me. I know that's very unpopular. I know people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. I have no desire to play this game. I didn't have any desire to play the first one, and I don't feel like I missed anything. God of War to me is God of War 1, 2, 3, Ascension, Ghost of Sparta, and what's the other one that was on PSP? Yeah, those 5 games. Chains of Olympus. Those were my God of War games. I love those games, and I'll play those forever. Those are the type of games that I can go back and play and enjoy every single time. As a matter of fact, I may need to go back and play God of War Ascension again because I only beat that one time. I beat 1, 2, and 3 like 3 or 4 times. I beat Ghost of Sparta and Chains of Olympus. Both of those, Chains of Olympus, I beat both of those twice. So I think I'm gonna go back and play Ascension because I only beat that once. So that will be a game that we'll be playing on my PS3, and I will go back and play that again. It was a really, really fun game to play, but I don't like this whole setup of God of War Ragnarok. What literally happened, it seemed like with the success of The Last of Us, or they probably knew how The Last of Us was going to look, and they basically mimicked that model. And I don't like the over-the-shoulder look of Kratos. I don't like how Kratos move. I don't like how Kratos play. I didn't like any of that. And I'm pretty sure God of War Ragnarok is going to have some enhancements from the first game, but I just don't have any desire to play that style of God of War. If anything, I wish they would just give us a God of War collection where they move all of those games over to the PS5, which I know that sounds crazy. I know, because we've been talking about remakes and remasters for like the last few months over here. And that'll be the only way I will play a God of War game on a modern console. Other than that, I'll just play. Hell, I'll even go back and play God of War 1 and 2 on my PS2 if I have to. I'll do that before I'll get on to, the on Ragnarok. And like I said, I don't think it's a bad game. Because I don't put up people I think it's a bad. I don't think it's a bad game. I just feel like that game is not for me. It's not my kind of game. It's not. It's almost similar to like what happened with what's that game with Battlefield? When Battlefield switched over to Battlefield Hardline, don't get me wrong, I don't think it was a bad game, but a lot of people didn't like it because it wasn't Battlefield. No, that's not a Battlefield game. They use Battlefield style guns, but that's a cops and robbers game. It would have been a phenomenal game if they really just had that game as if cops and robbers, or like a narc or a SWAT team style game that was based on using, I'll say, like police style weapons. If it was just one of those type of games, I think it would have been a phenomenal game for Battlefield. Almost the same thing like SOCOM 4. A lot of people didn't like SOCOM 4 because of it wasn't like the first 3. I get it, but if you really played that game, it's a pretty cool over-the-shoulder shooter that should have been another game. It should have been called something else. If it was called something else, I think it would have been great because those games, the first 3 SOCOMs were very different from the fourth one. And that the fourth game was like it could have been named something else and it probably would have been successful. And it also doesn't help that SOCOM 4 was kind of released around the whole time that the PS3 was hacked. That didn't help. Motorstorm Apocalypse was another game that suffered from that. There's a few other ones that did not do well because they get the PlayStation got hacked around the same time. But at the end of the day, God of War Ragnarok is just not going to be a game for me. It's just not. It's not. I don't think it's sad. It's just not my. It's not my thing. It's not. I think that the game is going to look great. I think the game is going to probably play very well. If this game was named something else, I probably would be into it. But all I could think of is Kratos. The Kratos that I knew, just being in a different setting. And when I played the first one, I think I got past about 20% of the game, and I just couldn't do it no more. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm good. And it just didn't, like I said, it's not a bad game. It didn't keep me going. It didn't keep me wanting to play. I got fed up with it, and I was like, yeah, they did Kratos dirty, basically. So that's basically how I feel about that. Let me know what you guys think. I think I've covered all three topics very well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm at the 20-minute mark. I usually don't want to go out on these episodes. I'm trying to go between 20 and 30 minutes. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is episode number 58, and we're just moving right along. Hopefully that, I'll continue to do this. I like this format, doing this every other week, twice a month, at the end of the month and in the middle of the month, so I can touch on a lot of topics that are pretty much prominent throughout the month, and instead of doing one every week, because it kind of get convoluted. Now I will be still doing other videos throughout the week, pickups, whatever I find is fascinating throughout the days or whatever of gaming and anything under that umbrella. So hopefully you guys will continue to hang out, and I will see you guys on the next one. I probably will be streaming again later on today. So come through. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.